Good day and welcome. You're watching St. Maarten NEWSDESK, where we bring you the latest and most important stories around the island and beyond. With your anchor crew, Alston Lawrence, Glenda York, Tiziana Hart, and Mizzy with the Sunshine Report. This broadcast is brought to you by TV15 and proudly produced by Great Bay Media Studios in Phillipsburg, St. Maarten. And now, let's jump straight into today's top headlines.
Suspects arrested after Front Street jewelry robbery. The police force of St. Maarten is investigating an armed robbery at a jewelry store on Front Street, where the three suspects are now in custody. The robbery took place shortly after 2 p.m. on Saturday, May 2nd. Police say multiple suspects were involved. One suspect fled the scene on a motorcycle toward Bel Air via Little Bay Road. During a police pursuit, he reportedly refused orders to stop, collided with a moving vehicle, fell onto the pavement, and sustained injuries before being arrested. Two other suspects were confronted by police outside the jewelry store on Front Street. Both were also injured during the confrontation and taken into custody. All three suspects were transported to the St. Maarten Medical Center for treatment. Detectives and forensic teams are processing both scenes, the jewelry store on Front Street and the collision area on Little Bay Road. Police are, of course, urging anyone with information to contact the station or the anonymous tip line at 9300. New airline losses hit regional travel. Regional air connectivity is facing another major setback, with St. Maarten reacting to the liquidation of Air Antilles, just days before Spirit Airlines announced its own wind down of operations. In Marigot, President Louis Mussington said St. Maarten did everything it could to preserve Air Antilles after the airline was ordered liquidated by a court in Guadeloupe on April 27th. Speaking at a press conference on April 30th, Mussington said the collectivité took over Air Antilles to protect territorial continuity and keep people connected between St. Maarten, Guadeloupe, Martinique, and the wider region. He said the goal was not only to maintain flights, but to develop partnerships with other islands, create a strong regional network, and build Grand Cause Airport as a hub. But according to Mussington, efforts to secure support from Guadeloupe, Martinique, and the French state did not succeed. A last-minute investor also failed to convince the court. The liquidation leaves 116 employees, mostly based in Guadeloupe and Martinique, in a difficult position. It also raises concern for passengers who bought tickets, with the court-appointed administrator now expected to handle procedures, including possible reimbursement for unused tickets. First Vice President Alain Richardson said the issue was bigger than one airline. He described regional air service as a public need, affecting health, travel, business, education, tourism, sports, and family connections. He also said St. Maarten wanted to avoid a monopoly situation and keep ticket prices fair. The loss of Air Antilles is now being felt alongside another major blow to travel. On May 2nd, Spirit Airlines announced it had started an orderly wind down of operations, canceling all Spirit flights immediately. Spirit says rising fuel prices and financial pressure left the company without the funding needed to continue. For St. Maarten and St. Maarten, both developments point to a serious challenge. Fewer flight options, less competition, and more uncertainty for residents, visitors, and the tourism economy. Passengers affected by Air Antilles are being advised to follow the court process for updates, while Spirit customers who booked directly by credit or debit card are expected to receive automatic refunds. CDF president resigns after parade controversy. The Maarten Carnival Development Foundation has accepted the voluntary resignation of its president, Eduardo Rajuki, following public criticism over his conduct during the Carnival Labor Day lighted parade. In a public notice, the SCDF board said it met on Saturday, May 2nd, and accepted the resignation effective immediately. The board also stated that Carnival operations will continue unimpeded, and the foundation remains legally constituted under its articles of incorporation. The resignation came after a video and public commentary raised concerns about the handling of the parade, including complaints that bands were rushed and music was stopped near key viewing areas, including Holland House, where many visitors and residents had gathered. Before stepping down, Rajuki issued a public apology, saying his conduct during the lighting parade was unbecoming, unacceptable, and not in keeping with the standard expected of Carnival leadership. He said he took full responsibility and apologized to the public, fellow board members, law enforcement, and the wider Carnival family. The controversy comes during St. Martin's 55th Carnival celebration, a major cultural and tourism event for the island. The SCDF board says it will continue its work for Carnival as planned.
Hello, my people. My name is Glenda York of Sit, Sip and Chat and Moms in Paradise podcast. You can find us on TV 15 St. Martin, TVC St. Kitts, and on YouTube. Reporting from Great Bay Media Studios in St. Martin, your NEWSDESK feature story is coming up. But first, here is Mizzy with the Sunshine Report.
Hey there, it's Mizzy with the Sunshine Report, straight out of Sunshine City, St. Martin, bringing you all the warmth and the sunshine you need to kickstart your day. So let's dive into today's forecast and see how the skies are treating us.
You could talk to your family, talk to your friends. Affordability and convenience. Community connection, that makes sense. Reliability with experience. Hey, for every life, every adventure. Number one provider, they got ya. We tell them your data is always on. You can opt out whenever you want. Tell them we always on. For every moment when you want more. Tell them we always on. Stay connected when you want to roll. Control my data, yeah, yeah, yeah. Always connected every time, everywhere. Money low, but I never fair. I know, tell them is there. Connectivity, that's what I like. Flexibility, that's what I like. Reliability, that's what I like. Tell them, sign me up for life. Tell them we always on. For every moment when you want more. Come tell them we always on. Stay connected when you want to go. Come tell them we always on. For every moment when you want more. Tell them we always on. Stay connected when you want to road.
Stay connected to the best of local and Caribbean content anywhere, anytime with the TVC Plus app, the official app of TVC Channel 40. With the TVC Plus app, you can watch TVC Channel 40 live, catch every episode of your favorite shows on demand, watch exclusive pay-per-view content, listen to Voice of the Caribbean Radio, and watch and read SKN Newsline. The TVC Plus app is available on all your devices. On the Google Play Store, search TVC and the plus sign. In the Apple App Store, type the words TVC Plus. And we're also available on the Amazon App Store for Fire TV and Fire Stick devices. Search the words TVC Plus. Download today and take TVC Channel 40 wherever you go.
All right, don't miss NEWSDESK. Weekdays at 11 a.m. and 5 p.m. on TVC. Sync Kids to the World, now streaming everywhere. Dutch Prime Minister opens Kingdom visit here. Dutch Prime Minister Rob Jetten will begin his first official visit to the Caribbean part of the kingdom in St. Maarten. The visit runs from May 8th to May 14th and will include St. Maarten, Saba, St. Eustatius, Bonaire, Aruba, and Curaçao. It is Jetten's first trip to the region since becoming Prime Minister. In St. Maarten, the Prime Minister is expected to focus on reconstruction, law enforcement, good governance, and cooperation during disasters and crises. He will also meet with organizations and residents to discuss youth, care and welfare, tourism, entrepreneurship, and the role of non-governmental organizations. The visit is being framed as an early signal that the Dutch government wants to build strong working relationships across the kingdom. During the wider trip, Jetten will meet with prime ministers, governors, members of parliament, island executives, and island councils. Key themes will include resilience, security, and sustainability. After St. Maarten, the visit continues to Saba, St. Eustatius, Bonaire, Aruba, and then Curaçao, with stops focused on care, heritage, education, food security, small business support, public housing, regional security, and energy resilience. For St. Maarten, the opening stop places local recovery, governance, and cooperation directly on the Kingdom agenda. Maarten Flavors opens June enrollment. St. Maarten Flavors is returning with a new format, and enrollment is now open for restaurants and culinary partners. The St. Maarten Hospitality and Trade Association, in partnership with the St. Maarten Tourism Bureau, says the campaign is moving to June and expanding into a year-round platform. Participating restaurants will be featured throughout the year on stmartenflavors.com, where each business can highlight a signature dish that represents its culinary identity. June will now become the island's culinary month, with restaurants encouraged to create special off-the-menu experiences. These can include signature dishes, 3-course menus, chef's tastings, wine pairings, cooking classes, farm-to-table events, dinner cruises, and other culinary experiences. The new model gives restaurants more flexibility while giving residents and visitors one central place to discover where to eat in St. Maarten. Restaurants, culinary entrepreneurs, and food lovers are invited to take part, with more information available at stmartenflavors.com. Academy Cape students complete Sync Kits exchange. Students and faculty from the St. Maarten Academy Cape program have returned from an 8-day educational exchange in St. Kitts and Nevis. The exchange ran from April 18th to April 25th under the leadership of Cape Coordinator Miss Doreen Edwards McIntosh. The trip was designed to take learning beyond the classroom and give students real-world exposure connected to their Cape studies. The delegation visited historic and cultural sites in St. Kitts and Nevis, including Independence Square, the War Memorial, the Alexander Hamilton Museum, Plantation Inns, Brimstone Hill Fortress, Black Rocks, and Rumney Manor. A major part of the program focused on academics, innovation, and careers. Students visited Clarence Fitzroy Bryant College, where they explored environmental science, animation, agriculture, nursing, and hydroponics. They also met with the St. Kitts and Nevis Robotics Association and toured the University of Medicine and Health Sciences, including its simulation and medical training facilities. The group also visited local farms to learn about traditional and modern agriculture, including crop cultivation and sustainable practices. Principal Mrs. Kim Lucas Felix thanked the coordinator, students, parents, teachers, and sponsors for supporting the initiative, saying the exchange reflects the Academy's commitment to preparing well-rounded future leaders. The school says the experience helps students connect classroom learning to Caribbean development, careers, and regional cooperation.
When we come back, we go to our in-depth feature of the day, exploring one of the island's most thought-provoking topics. That's just ahead. Stay tuned.
You know, we all talk about having rights. And yeah, we do.
We have the right to be safe,
the right to learn and get an education,
the right to speak up and be heard,
the right to dream big and build our future.
But listen, rights don't stand alone.
We also have responsibilities.
Real talk, if we want respect, we gotta give respect too.
St. Maarten is our home.
So let's protect it. Keep our beaches clean, our streets clean, and show love to nature.
Healthy island, healthy future.
Our parents and guardians do a lot for us.
Let's show respect, talk to them, and listen, even when it's hard.
School prepares us for life.
So we show up, we stay focused, and we put in effort.
We want opportunities, so we work for them.
We are part of this community, every village, every culture, every neighborhood.
Let's be kind, positive, and supportive.
A stronger community starts with us.
And most importantly, we are responsible for ourselves.
We make healthy choices for our mind and body.
We believe in our goals and our voice and our future.
Our rights give us power, our responsibilities make us leaders. Together we rise.
The Convention of the Rights of the Child isn't just a policy, it's protection and responsibility. When our children learn their rights, they are better prepared to take on their responsibility. This public service announcement is brought to you by the Department of Youth.
Let's put everything on the table. People always give their opinion, and you can either take it or crunch it. Let them judge. We give in to the most irresistible flavor. We devour every nugget that falls in our hands, especially when it's our crunchy fried chicken. And let the crumbs fly if needed. Let them keep judging. We'll keep indulging. KFC, it's finger-licking good.
You could talk to your family, talk to your friends. Affordability and convenience. Community connection, that makes sense. Reliability with experience. Hey, for every love, every adventure. #1 provider, they got ya. We tell them your data is always on. You can opt out whenever you want. Tell them we always on. For every moment when you want more. Tell them we always on. Stay connected when you want to roll. Control my data, yeah, yeah, yeah. Always connected every time, everywhere. Money low, but I never fair. I know, tell them is there. Connectivity, that's what I like. Flexibility, that's what I like. Reliability, that's what I like. Tell them, sign me up for life. Tell them we always on. For every moment when you want more. Come tell them we always on. Stay connected when you want to go. Come tell them we always on. For every moment when you want more. Tell them we always on. Stay connected when you want to roll.
Before we wrap up, we take a moment each day to check in with our neighbors across the region. There's always a story worth paying attention to. Here's today's regional headline.
IShowSpeed tour shows Caribbean's digital value gap. A new regional case study is pointing to a major shift in how Caribbean tourism is being discovered, promoted, and monetized. The study looks at the recent IShowSpeed Caribbean tour, done in partnership with Expedia, and argues that the campaign is much bigger than viral content. In just a few days, live streams from Trinidad and Tobago, Grenada, Barbados, St. Lucia, St. Vincent, St. Kitts and Nevis, Dominica, and St. Maarten pulled in more than 24 million views across the mainstreams alone. One standout clip from Grenada's Jab Jab experience reportedly reached more than 13 million views, showing how strongly global audiences respond to raw cultural moments from the Caribbean. But the case study says the real issue is what happens after the attention. Expedia's campaign does not simply leave those moments on social media. It connects them to a digital system where viewers can explore destinations, watch clips, discover activities, and move toward booking experiences. That is where the conversation becomes important for the region. The Caribbean is creating the culture, the energy, the crowds, and the moments that drive the attention. But the platform, the booking system, the customer data, and much of the long-term digital value are controlled elsewhere. For local tour operators, restaurants, guides, and tourism boards, the lesson is clear. Being visible is no longer enough. Caribbean businesses must be searchable, listed on major booking platforms, active on maps, strong in reviews, and ready to turn cultural interests into bookable experiences. The case study concludes that the Caribbean does not have an attention problem. It has a structure problem. As creator-led travel continues to grow, the businesses and destinations that benefit most will be the ones that can connect the moment people watch to the experience they can actually book.
Welcome back. Each day we take a moment to go beyond the headlines and look deeper into the issues, people, and conversations shaping life here on St. Maarten. Welcome to today's NEWSDESK feature.
Labor Day is always a moment to honor workers, but this year the messages coming from the government, unions, and employers carried a deeper theme, one that goes beyond appreciation. The word was tripartism, and in plain language that means government, employers, and workers sitting at the same table, not as enemies, not as afterthoughts, but as partners in shaping the future of work. That theme appeared across last week's Labor Day messages in St. Maarten. Workers' representatives called for meaningful dialogue, not symbolic consultation. They stressed that fair wages, safe workplaces, collective bargaining rights, modern labor laws, and social protection must be part of any serious national development agenda. Their message was clear. Sustainable economic growth cannot exist without worker security. Employers also embraced the theme, with the Employers Council of St. Maarten noting that its member organizations represent about 561 registered businesses and more than 12,000 employees. Their message framed tripartism as a three-legged stool. Government sets the rules, employers invest and create jobs, and workers provide the daily effort that keeps the economy alive. Remove one leg and the entire structure becomes unstable. That is not just a local idea. The International Labour Organization defines social dialogue as negotiation, consultation, or exchange of information among government, employers, and workers on economic and social policy. In other words, tripartism is not a slogan. It is an internationally recognized system for preventing conflict, shaping workable policies, and building decent work. But the question for St. Maarten is whether we can move from saying the word to practicing it. Because workers are facing real pressures. The cost of living remains high. Some families depend on 2 and 3 jobs just to keep up. Seniors are still working beyond retirement age. And in his Labor Day message, the Minister of Public Health, Social Development and Labor, the Honorable Reginald Brook, pointing especially to single parents, frontline workers, teachers, and those whose work often happens behind the scenes. He also confirmed that advice was requested from the Social and Economic Council on possible supplementary pension systems aimed at strengthening long-term financial security for workers. That matters because Labor Day cannot only be ceremonial. It has to connect to policy. NAPB St. Maarten also used its Labor Day message to remind the country that labor rights were not handed down freely. Fair wages, safer working conditions, reasonable hours, leave benefits, and protection from exploitation were won through struggle, sacrifice, and solidarity. The union also warned that the world of work is changing rapidly, with new technologies, shifting labor markets, and economic uncertainty creating new challenges for workers. And that may be the real point. Tripartism is not only about solving old labor disputes, it's about preparing for new ones. Artificial intelligence, gig work, informal employment, rising business costs, pension insecurity, and labor shortages are not future issues anymore. They are already here. For employers, the concern is predictability. Businesses need stable labor policy, clear rules, and a workforce that can grow with the economy. For workers, the concern is dignity. People want fair pay, protection, opportunity, and a voice in decisions that affect their lives. For government, the challenge is balance. Policy must protect workers without crushing business, support enterprise without ignoring inequality, and build social security without pretending money is unlimited. That is why tripartism matters, not because it sounds good in a Labor Day speech, but because St. Maarten is too small for government, employers, and workers to keep pulling in different directions. If the country wants real labor reform, stronger pensions, modern labor laws, and better workplace protections, and a more resilient economy, then all three sides have to show up consistently with data, honesty, and a willingness to compromise. So the real question after Labor Day is not whether workers were honored, they were. The real question is whether the country will now do the harder work, because appreciation lasts one day, but fair labor policy shapes generations.
And that's all the time we have for today's edition of St. Maarten News Desk. Thank you so much for joining us. Remember, new episodes premiere every weekday at 8 a.m. on TV15 and across all our social media platforms. From all of us here at News Desk, we wish you a fantastic week ahead. Until next time, stay friendly, St. Maarten.